Hello, Frugalistas and Dumpsterinos. Welcome to the video. No, it's not dumpster diving today. It's tie-dyeing. The girls are going to camp in Maine for 3 weeks in a few days, and we are oh, can you tell? We're tie-dyeing their bunk sheets. I had to buy 2 sets of sheets for each, fitted sheet, top sheet, pillowcases, and then alternates for, laundry cycling. I got all these amazing, cool, beautiful powdered dyes. What we're doing is ice dyeing, and that is where you sprinkle the powder dye right on the fabric, and then you pile ice on top, and as the ice melts, it drags the color through. And what's really cool with the powdered dyes when you ice dye is each powder, like if you mixed it in water and made like a liquid dye, it would just be like that color. But each powder is really made up of lots of different colors kind of mixed together, different powders put together. So when you put the powder on the fabric and then the ice on that, sometimes these little different colors that are in the powder to make the main color, you know what I'm saying? Like different colors blend to make the color. The colors will split sometimes with the ice dyeing, and it's just beautiful. I just love the effect. So, because I'm into color. I'm all into bright color. All you folks who like to have a monochromatic life and home and world, I can't. I want color everywhere. I want it like a big bursting garden everywhere, even on my hands. So first we're going to get to tying up the sheets. I tie them with this senu, which is a wax coated string. Here, look. So I'm going to tie the fabric up with this senu, which is a wax coated string, and where the wax string hits the fabric, if you pull it tight enough, it leaves a white mark. So it makes this, what we're trying to make is sort of like this mandala type thing. And I have found that with some of the things I've made, I did not pull the sinew tight enough, and it didn't really leave the white lines that I wanted. So then that's just more of like a starburst or a flower. All right, come on guys, let's make the world a more colorful and happy place, one tie-dye project at a time. And here we go. All right, here we go. We are starting with a pillowcase, and I don't think other people iron before they tie-dye, but I am with the sheets and pillowcases because, as you'll see, we're going to do airplane folds, and I wanted to get nice, crisp folds because my folding technique isn't that fabulous yet, and I wanted to try to get nice, crisp folds because I was really, really hoping to pull off this mandala pattern. So we fold the pillowcase in half and in half again to get a point, which is going to be the center of the mandala. And yes, I am ironing down the sides, and then that corner right there, that's going to be the center of the mandala, and that is the center that we make the airplane folds towards. Like that would be the nose of the plane. So I'm just going to fold and then fold that piece that I'm ironing again, right, just like a paper airplane, and fold it down. Then we will flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. I wanted to get a nice, crisp kind of star thing going in the middle. I mean, in the end, it really didn't matter because I did not pull the sinew tight enough, so I did not get the white lines for the most part that I wanted, for the most part. So all this precision folding and ironing was like, I don't know. You'll see. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. And I think it makes it easier for you to see the folds. Just like a paper airplane. Without really wings. We're going to end up tying the sheets and pillowcases with sinew in a zigzag pattern. And that's supposed to create the little white lines that would kind of make a star or flower pattern when it's opened up. The zigzag I'm indicating there. All right, so here I am attempting to tie these up with a sinew. And it's not that hard, but it's not that easy either. It's hard to get it going at the bottom because it just wants to slip off a lot and it doesn't want to be at an angle. And like right here, I think I'm pulling tight, and I am not pulling nearly tight enough. And on future attempts, yep, zigzags, we see that, Amy. Future attempts, I pulled much tighter. I mean, like I put all my weight into it and yanked that thing. And I still think I wasn't pulling tight enough. So great learning experience. That's one of the reasons why we're tie-dyeing sheets, which, will be under blankets and not seen for all their beauty. But I wanted to practice with the tie-dyeing and practice with the senu and practice making mandalas. And I wanted the kids' sheets to, not go missing in the laundry. I think it's going to be pretty obvious which sheets are theirs. And, yeah, bright, colorful sheets. Just, yeah. So you get this kind of pointy little zigzag thing when you have it tied up. And I am starting on the sheet. That was the pillowcase I did first. And now I'm tying up the sheet with the help of my friend. Again, in a zigzag pattern. And you have to bend the sheets a little bit as you go. I mean, there's a zillion really good tutorials on YouTube on how to do this by people who know what they're doing, and they do pull the sinew tight enough. Yeah, I didn't hit the cat, just, you noticed that, right? So, I'm learning. I'm trying. I learned a lot from this project. I mean, it was good to have great big sheets to practice on. And now comes the funnest part. That's putting on all the powdered dye colors. You will notice I've made little troughs out of aluminum foil. That is to create sides that will hold the ice in place. After all the dye is put down, then you pile on your ice cubes. And it keeps each project separate from each other so they don't bump into each other and, mess up their obviously carefully curated color designs. On the two top sheets I have going here, besides doing the mandala, since I had so much sheet on the other ones, I just made them all kind of like nighttime sky, traveling through the cosmos kind of looking thing. But since I had all this fabric, I was like, well, I might as well just do something else on that part of it. So I did a spiral on one, and then that's what I'm doing right there, is putting the colors on the spiral. And then on the left, I don't even know how to describe what it is. It's like the airplane fold thing over again, and then snake folded back on itself. You'll see. Anyway, more projects. This is back in the kitchen, just showing all the powdered dye on top, getting ready to put the ice on. That long little squiggle pattern, that's supposed to be a mandala, and the point of it would be the center of the mandala. There we go with the ice. And the magic begins. I have the projects on oven trays and sitting on top of big storage bins. So as the ice melts, it just goes into the bin. And you just dump it down the yard or dump it down the drain. Here, I'm rinsing a couple of the projects. The one right there on the right is a sheet. And then the one on the left with the long arms is actually a really cool Guns N' Roses sweatshirt. Came out very pretty. I mean, cool. It came out really cool. I had rinsed pretty much everything else in the kitchen sink and made it just like a massive mess. So then I decided, hey, I've got a yard, I got a hose, I'm going to do it out there. Normally you would rinse in cold first to rinse off the soda ash solution, which I never even mentioned, but you're supposed to soak all your garments in a soda ash solution, soda ash and water, for 20 or 30 minutes before you tie-dye them. The soda ash reacts with the dye powders to make them adhere to the fabric. And you're using natural fabrics, cotton I'm using, but cotton, linen, silk, natural fabrics. And if you don't have soda ash, which I didn't, you can make it. You just take baking soda and you heat it at a low temperature, like 190, 200 degrees for an hour or two. And that becomes soda ash. You mix it with the water. So anyway, when you're rinsing, you usually rinse with cold water first to rinse off the soda ash so that the dyes don't have anything to react with anymore. And then you can switch to hot water and you rinse until it runs clear. That's a bottom sheet right there. And it's actually blue in real life, not gray. Here's another one. So you can see I didn't tie the sinew tight enough. There's really no white lines. They're supposed to be like these star pattern white lines. But he doesn't mind. You can still see a pattern. You can see a kind of, you know, looks like a flower kind of a thing. But yeah, no sinew lines yet on these bottom sheets. And of course, the bottom sheet's going to be under a blanket anyway. But still, good practice. And then Wally just like passed out. And I was all like, Wally, did you really fall asleep that quickly? Wally. No, Mom. No. I tried to fall asleep that quickly, but thanks for ruining nap time. Oh, back to the fabric. I just love the bright colors. I love how they blend. I love how they work together. Well, it would have been a huge mandala, wouldn't it? But still, no sinew lines there, but definitely a pattern that you can recognize. That's a top sheet. That's pretty cool. Looks kind of like a flower, kind of a snowflake kind of a thing. That is another bottom sheet. That is a cat. That is a pillowcase. I freaking love this pillowcase. It looks like a fireball storming out of the sky at you. Scary. Ooh, look at this one. Ooh, she's pretty. You can see this was trying really hard. Really, really hard trying to get a pattern in there. I must have tied it a little tighter because there's a lot of patterning happening, but obviously still not exactly white lines. And our models today are Vanna White and Carol Merrill. Wrestling it out. Who will reign supreme? So that was a pillowcase. Careful, guys. You're getting close to the... Careful. You're right at the... getting at the edge. Pillowcase. Vibrant colors. Alright, another top sheet. This mandala on the left, it definitely looks like something. And then I just did a spiral on the right just to practice spirals. And it looks like a big old snail shell from 1964. This final top sheet is probably my best sinew work to date. You really do have some white lines there. So either I give up on the sinew lines or I learn to pull a heck of a lot tighter. But it is pretty. Love the colors. And there's, I believe, our final pillowcase. And it just glows. I mean, I'm just filming with my phone, you know. I don't have great lighting or a great camera or anything, so I don't know if this really does it justice. But in real life, this just glows. It looks like this daffodil bursting out from the center of, I don't know what. Kaleidoscope of color somewhere in the cosmos. I love the colors. I just love them. Can you say thanks for watching?